Hey everyone, welcome to A Splash of Color. My name is Dora and today I am painting loose daisies. Right now I'm warming up and I'm trying out different petal types. I do this when I'm not familiar with a specific flower. These petals are looking a little bit too wide. They look more like sunflowers than daisies, so I'm going to try another one. This last one turned out to be perfect, so I'm going to stick with this style of petal for the entire tutorial. To start, lightly outline the center so that you know where the petals are going to go. You can paint the petals similar, but don't make them all exactly the same. Variation is good, so every now and then I'll paint a shorter petal, or a longer petal, or a skinnier petal. You may have noticed that I drop darker color at the base of the petals while they're still wet, and this is to simply add contrast and interest to the flower. Once petals are painted, check the flower to see if it needs any back petals to fill in gaps or maybe to just make it a little fuller in some areas. I painted Watercolor Daisy centers. I don't know if I'm saying that right. This is the daisy I painted, and if you notice, even the center is at an angle. If you can paint a regular open-faced daisy, this should not be any problem. Paint this just like you would a normal daisy, and then the only real difference is that the last three petals are a bit shorter. I painted this petal as a marker. The ones to the left are painted normally, and the ones to the right will be shorter and angled a bit differently. So here I'm going to paint three petals much shorter than the rest. The first is going to be angled to the right, the second is straight out, and the third is going to be angled to the left. Then I painted a few petals behind the first ones. I made sure to match the angles, and I also painted them a little longer than the first ones, but still shorter than the rest of them. Paint the back petals that aren't overlapped by any other petals first. I'm painting side petals here, but I should have painted the front petals first. This is my last base petal, so after this I paint filler petals behind the others just to fill in any gaps and make the daisy more full. This daisy is fairly straightforward. Paint the back middle petal straight up and it should be the tallest, not by much though. Then paint the petals on both sides of it. As the petals get closer to the front, they should become shorter and more turned in at an angle, just like the picture. Think of a bowl when you're painting them. At this point, you should move to painting the front petals. I don't know why I painted it this way. It's definitely going to cause me problems later on. And here's where I started having the problems. It's much easier to paint the front petals than paint all the other petals behind them. As you can see, I had to outline where I was going to paint the petals just to get it straight in my head. I used the photo for assistance, however the flower that I paint is at a different angle. In any case, start with the center petal, then paint all of the other ones a bit shorter and at a slightly different angle. You want the other petals to be pointing at the stem. Imagine an ice cream cone. And if you're like me and accidentally make the stem too wide for the petals, it's not a big deal. Just add a few more petals to fill it out. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're looking for more creative watercolor inspiration, you should subscribe. Don't miss out on creative watercolor videos, ideas, and projects. And if you're interested in DIY bath and body projects, you should definitely check out this channel.